As Sports with your host Jay Pops. Guys, we are back. We are back. Today's date is November 23rd, 2021. Just like I told you guys before on the last one, I'm on vacation, baby. Yes, as of right now, the backup that you see back here, all of this back here, man, this is my little mini man cave that I have in my garage back here. Of course, in the background, man, you guys see a lot of things in the back. All right, so guys, let's go ahead and get on into it. It is still officially hashtag beat the heck out of LSU week. Nothing has changed at all. It is still hashtag beat the heck out of LSU. I'm just now finishing up watching the game. Of course, you guys will maybe watching as well. I'm talking to the Aggie family as well as the basketball community, man. Buzz Williams is now 5-1. I know a lot of you guys have said out there, oh man, well man, we just gotta watch a couple of more games with them and stuff like that. Yes, beat the heck out of LSU, Ernest. Yes, hey man, we're all here. So a lot of you guys have said this. We just have to continue watching them. And that's true. That is very, very true. We do have to continue watching and seeing what is really what. But I like Buzz, man. I like Buzz Williams and his team. I honestly feel like this team here with Buzz Williams, and I told you guys, I'm going to get into the basketball later on throughout the season, is as soon as the football season finishes, okay? I'm going to start talking about them a little bit more, of course, as soon as the regular season ends, because I have like a whole month to talk about. But this is officially hashtag rivalry week in college football. It's a whole lot of things that's going to be going on right now, man. So you guys have to continue to look at a whole lot of things on Twitter. If you guys are not on Twitter, I advise you guys to get on there. But if you guys are going to be in your feelings on Twitter, please, man, excuse me for 1 second. If you guys are going to be in your feelings on Twitter, I advise you guys not to be on there. But Twitter is the source. It is the source nowadays. I'm sorry, man. It is a good information source for if you want to just follow recruits, if you want to see what's going on in Texas A&M, period, and things like that, man. Yeah, man, hey, this Aggie team just beat Butler. If you guys do not know, I'm talking about the basketball side now. Butler is a basketball school. That's just what it is. That's a huge, huge accomplishment for this Texas A&M team and where they're trying to go. A lot of you guys can put that on down the sink if you want to, but Texas A&M just beat Butler. We do not beat basketball schools like that. I'm sorry. This is a step in the right direction. Okay, you guys have to continue to watch this team build. Once again, I love Buzz Williams, man. I love what he's been doing there. A lot of people maybe have questioned, hey, man, what do you guys think about Buzz? Are we really getting there and stuff like that? It takes time, man. I told you, I'm a firm believer in it takes time to build things in a direction that you want it to be built in, which leads me into the football season, okay? With Jimbo Fisher, man, still as of right now, we're going into LSU, all right? I have not broke down the stats for this game. Oh, excuse me. And I have not broken down the stats for a reason. But right now, these are the things that we want to see going into this LSU game. I want to see Zach pass the football. I want to see a lot of receivers make a lot of plays on these LSU defensive backs. We all, right now, do not know who will all be playing for that LSU team. All right, I'm going to say this once again. We don't know who the starters are going to be because Eli Ricks, who's the cornerback, he has entered the transfer portal. So we do not know who's all starting on that team. All I can say is this here. Texas A&M needs to come in there and they need to take advantage of them. All right. Although it's this here, LSU is still a very talented football team. We know that. But A&M has to come in and take advantage of the simple fact of that they are looking to go to a bowl game. So we can't sit up there and care about that, in which we don't anyways. We have to come in there and we have to think of this here. Murder the LSU football team on that football field. I'm talking about completely annihilate them. Leave them thinking going into next year of when they come back to Aggieland, because they come to Aggieland next year, is that, man, it's going to be very, very hard to get a win over there. All right? it's going to be very hard to get a win. Now, LSU wants to win this game. They want to win this game and dampen the Aggie football team and let them know that, hey, you were so close to getting 10 wins because of the bowl game that you guys are going to go to, but we ain't going to let you get it. That's what LSU is saying right now. They want to rain on the Texas A&M parade. All right, they want to rain on them because of the simple fact of the recruits as well. I don't know what recruits LSU is going to have at this game, so please don't ask me that. But I will tell you this here. When we get over this hump of winning in Death Valley, in which I cannot wait to see this ball game on Saturday night. We are one of the last ball games to come on at night for the finale of the college football regular season. I'm going to say this once again. We are one of the ball games at night to end the regular season, all right? So all eyes will be on Texas A&M. A lot of people may not want to think that, but all eyes will be on Texas A&M, man. They're going to have to come in there with a mindset of, once again, hey, I'm going to leave it all on the field. These seniors, they're going to have to come in there with their mindset once again as well. But it will be officially senior day for LSU. You know, we know that. I'm not sure of how many seniors they have on that team, but those guys are going to be hungry. It's a lot of them already saying right now, hey, I'm a senior. We ain't never lost to A&M in Death Valley, and we ain't going to let it happen now. That's fine with me. Texas A&M is going to have to come in there and reshape that whole thing, man. We're going to have to come in there and use these famous words of Nick Saban. They probably think they can hang with us. We're going to have to change how the way they think. It's a lot of Alabama fans going to come in here. Oh, man, you think you Alabama now? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that we're going to have to leave that taste in their mouth of a blowout win on their home field. We've never done it before. We've never won over there before. I think all Aggie fans and all Aggie recruits, which are targets and commits, will give a standing ovation to Texas A&M if they can come out of that thing in Death Valley with a blowout win. I'm going to say this once again. I believe that it will be a standing ovation for Texas A&M. And this is around all of the college football world in general, even Texas fans, in which I'm going to get to in a minute about that comment from Steve Sarkisian. I'm going to get to that in just a little bit. I believe it will be a standing ovation. If we come out of this thing with a blowout win, everybody around the college football world will continue to look at Texas A&M just a little bit different than what they used to look at them at. Once again, man, I told you guys once before, Texas A&M has started to take football way more serious than what they used to take it. All right? What I mean by that is that they are, putting way more money into, the football facilities and stuff like that than what they used to. We're not in the Big 12 anymore. I cannot say that enough. We are an SEC football team. So we're starting to look more like an SEC football team, all right? Also, man, let me say this here, because I told you guys I follow these recruits heavy. So this here, I saw something today on my 247 Texas A&M thing. It said 5-star Oregon offensive tackle commit Kevin Banks talks Texas A&M and the Texas visit. So what I did not know was that both what I did not know is that both Kevin Banks and another 5-star offensive tackle was in attendance at the same time, which is Keontae Goodwin. I believe he's committed to Kentucky right now, and Kevin Banks is committed to Oregon, of course. I did not know that both of those guys were in attendance together, along with P.J. Williams. If you guys did not know, P.J. Williams has committed in the 2022 cycle, and he's coming from the same school with Donovan Green. If you guys can remember, him and Donovan Green, which is the highly rated 4-star tight end that's also committed to Texas A&M that recruits the hell out of players, just like Bobby Taylor does. Both of those guys committed together. Once again, they're coming from the same school. Both of those guys committed together. I look for that future with Donovan Green, man, because I really, really believe that he would not only remind us of Jalen Watermeyer, but he will be even better. And that's a bold statement, but he will be even better. Be looking for Baylor Cup in 2022. That's why I said this here, man. This team is very, very dangerous going into 2022. You guys do not know the freakish amount of athletes we have literally on both sides of the ball in 2022. All right, it is going to be a show to watch. The expectations for 2022 is going to be so high. My God, man, you guys start coming into this season, the expectations was high. No, in 2022, those expectations just got a whole lot more high. Reason why I say that is because of the simple fact is this here. Coming into 2022, we will be ranked in the top 10 for the second year in a row. I'm going to say that once again. We will be ranked in the top 10 for the second year in a row. This is where Jimbo Fisher was pushing this program to get to. Coming into 2022, we'll be coming off a 10-win season. So everybody around the nation wants to see if we can not only win 10 games, but can it be 11? Can it be a potential of 11 wins now? The formula with that is, you said the same thing about this year. I know I did. The expectations were very high for this year. I'm going to get to what you just said in a minute, man. So the formula is this here. Can you consecutively win 10 games after 10 games after 10 games? All right. So back to the comment that one of the guys just said, man, you said the same thing about that this year. I did. And I did not shy away from it. Even when Haynes King had went down, I still had high expectations for Zach Calzada. You know, just unfortunately, in which I would keep on reiterating so I can put this into you guys' mind, is that those 3 games that we lost, man, we lost it by a combined 24 points, man. The reason why I had the expectations so high is because that football team themselves wanted the expectations to be that high. Understand that we were this close. We were this close to winning the SEC West, man. We were this close. And I know you're not trolling. We was this close to winning the SEC West, man. It's just, golly, man. It's a whole lot of things that went wrong that just did go wrong, all right, in those 3 games. We were undoubtedly on our way to being the SEC West champs. We were undoubtedly on our way to being an undefeated team. I'm not kidding you by that, man. I'm not lying when I tell you that. We were this close to being undefeated. The problem is that Haynes King went down, so we had to trash that playbook that had Haynes King written all over it. Haynes King was written all over that playbook. His mobility, everything was written all over that. Understand this, man. Haynes King has accuracy. I heard a couple of people saying that, well, you know, Haynes got to work on his accuracy, stuff like that. You only had seen 1 game from Haynes. That was it. You only had seen 1 game. He went down the second game. Everybody around the nation looking like this year, like, oh, man, well, there goes Texas A&M season. I didn't think like that. You know, regardless of how the way Zach performed, I did not think like that. I still have very high expectations for this team with Zach Calzada being back there. Now, as we're looking at it, Texas A&M undoubtedly can end the season with 10 wins with Zach Calzada being at quarterback. As much as you guys like to bash him, I know that Zach could go down in Texas A&M history of winning 10 wins, man. That's just that. Even with a premature offensive line, despite Keon Green being one of our best offensive linemen ever, set aside to Luke Matthews and stuff like that with that whole Matthews family and what they brought. Keon Green is one of the best linemen in Texas A&M history. He will go down as one of the best offensive linemen ever in Texas A&M history. You know what I mean? And when he goes in the NFL, I don't expect nothing but great things from Keon Green, wherever he may go to. Texans, if you're watching this, please go get Keon Green. But anyways, the expectations for the offensive line in the future will be undoubtedly high. Can we get multiple Keon Greens all over the offensive line? I promise you, if that hadn't been fixed, if that would have been fixed going into the year, which was this year, this team could have maybe only lost one game, and that was to maybe a Mississippi State with that. Just I don't know what happened with the Mississippi State game. Once again, I was there in person. I seen that. I have no clue what happened. It was just and don't get me wrong, man. Defense gave up a lot of passing yards in that Mississippi State victory, man. But they held them to 24 points. I cannot believe what I had seen that night. So, anyways, man, but going on from that, yeah, we lost 3 games this year. It is not what us Aggie fans had wanted because the bar had been raised so high because of last year. That bar had been raised, man. So, once again, we will end the season with 10 wins. There's no doubt about it to me. I know we're going into Death Valley. We have not won over there. My score prediction for that game is 31-14, Texas A&M. Like I say, if we can get a blowout win, which I'm feeling 52 to 21, something like that, that will go a long way for Texas A&M in this decade. I meant what I said about the decade when I made a podcast years ago, man. When I said that, hey, who will own the new decade? Understand that once it goes into a new decade, you may not see those same teams anymore. Alabama is still going to be there because of the simple fact of that they're Alabama, okay? So, like you say, man, the only thing that scares me next year is the front seven for the defense. Yeah, that's fine, but understand that as long as we have Elijah Robinson and Terry Price, I'm not worried about that front seven for this defense, man, at all. Although we did not have the rushing defense that those guys may have wanted going into this year, man, because we gave up a lot of rushing yards this year. That was not the rushing defense that we wanted. It's okay. We'll move on from that because as the games went on, those guys just got undoubtedly better. Okay? So the things that we will look at going forward is potentially what bowl game, because depending on if Ole Miss loses to Mississippi State, we will get into a New Year's Six bowl game. As crazy as that may sound, if Ole Miss loses, Texas A&M will get into a potential New Year's Six bowl berth. Once again, as crazy as that may sound, Texas A&M will get into a New Year's Six bowl berth. In which I believe they will. But if I'm looking at the statistics right, they should be in a New Year's Six bowl bid if Mississippi State beats Ole Miss. So just be looking for that. Of course, if Alabama loses to Georgia, they will get the top-notch New Year's Six bowl berth for the SEC team. So they will get that automatically. That's just hands down on that. So, anyways, man, the bowl game that we'll probably be looking at for Texas A&M is, I believe, either the Outback or the Citrus Bowl. It should be one of those for if we don't get a New Year's Six bowl berth. But that says a whole lot for this team, man, because we have not been to the Citrus Bowl. We have not been to the Outback Bowl, ever. All right. So if they get that, that would mark a marquee bowl game once again for the second time in a row. In under Jimbo Fisher. So understand that ever since Jimbo Fisher has been here, this will be, and if we win that game against LSU, this will be Jimbo Fisher's third time reaching 9 wins in his Texas A&M coaching career. That is really big and monumental to where this program is trying to get to. All right, it starts with 10 wins to win a national title. And to actually get a national title berth and a playoff berth now, because we're in a playoff here. But that's where it starts at. But it starts with 9. Get that out the way and then continue to go forward. So if we get that 9th win, this will be Jimbo Fisher's third time with 9 straight wins. All right. So let's continue to go forward here. So the remarks that Steve Sarkisian made. And if a lot of you guys not see that, then I need for you guys to get on YouTube and go and watch that, okay? So it's a remark that Steve Sarkisian made. Of course, us Aggie fans immediately already think that he took a shot at Jimbo Fisher with saying this here remark. If it's his 4th year and they're still losing 3 or 4 games in that season, then it concerns him. But him losing potentially 8 games this year, going 4-8, it does not concern him because it's his first year. Those were his words, not mine. Okay. Once again, those were his words, not mine. He's okay with losing 8 games in the first year. Okay, so hear me out on this one, Texas fans, because now I'm talking to you guys. I've not heard a Texas coach in any of their Texas coaching career ever say that it's okay to lose 8 games in their first season. He undoubtedly gave himself a pass before anybody else did to say it's okay for him losing 8 games. It's my first year. What did you guys expect? I'm no Texas fan by all means. I know I'm an Aggie fan, and a lot of Aggies are going to get mad at me for maybe talking about Texas, and that's fine with me. But if you lose to Kansas, you have no reason to get on get on a live interview and say that it's okay that we're losing like this year. It is my first year. Now you're telling the entire nation that it's okay for you to lose. You're telling all the coaches around the nation that it's okay for them to lose as many games as you've lost. While at the University of Texas, by the way, who's a blue blood, by the way, that it's okay for you to lose 8 games. Because you're gonna lose this last game because the simple fact of now we all know that you don't care about the losses this year. That's fine with you. You don't care about that. That's fine with you. You've done what you needed to do. You're getting out all the weeds. You're fine with players recording you, recording your coaches on a bus. That's fine. Hey, we're going to move along. We're still going to recruit a very, very good class this year. We're going to bring these guys in, and hopefully we don't lose in the next 3 years or whatever. It's amazing to me that I have not heard the national media tear his butt up behind saying it. So this is our thing. Did you take a shot at Jimbo Fisher and the Texas A&M program, or did you take a shot at many, many coaches around the nation that's all in their 4th year and may have lost 3 games due to injury, players opting out, or whatever the case may be? Did you take a shot at everybody that's in their 4th year? Because if you did that, I'm going to tell you like this here. When you get to your 4th year, you know you won't be in the Big 12 anymore, right? And I'm talking all the Texas fans around the world because now Steve Sarkisian has to eat those words. You're not in hell. You may not be in the Big 12 next year, depending on how it goes. You're going to have to eat those words. You're going to have to live up to it. If you're going to say those things, you better back it up. I'm going to say this once again. You better back it up as the University of Texas head coach. Because us Aggie fans, once again, we feel like you took a shot at Jimbo Fisher by saying that. And if you took that shot like that, and I understand what you had said at the bottom, you say, well, he didn't take a shot at Jimbo Fisher, and he didn't say it was okay. In other words, okay? In other words, because I'm not saying that he said that this was okay. In other words, he said it. He said it was okay in other words to lose that many games, and he said he wasn't really concerned about the way of where the program is going, win and loss wise. So, but if you feel like he didn't say it like that, then hey, that's on you. What I saw in the interview was that he was totally fine with losing all those 8 games. It did not bother him. It's in no concern. He's in his first year, so the expectation shouldn't even much be that high for him anyways. It should not be that high. So I said all this to say this here. In not one interview, Jimbo Fisher got up to the podium at Texas A&M and said this here. Hey, I'm in my first year. You guys have to lay off of me. I know I got a big contract, but you guys' expectations has to go down. You know, I'm in my first year. You know, I'm in my first year, okay? So whatever happens right now, you guys got to be pretty okay with that. To the Texas A&M fans all around the world, you guys got to be pretty okay with me in my first year in losing all of these games. Would that have been fine if Jimbo Fisher would have said that? Because I'm asking you guys, would that have been okay? Because Jimbo Fisher didn't make any excuse. He lost those games, and he lost these 3 games this year. Because we came in this season high with expectations. He didn't say nothing. Look, he lost those 3 games. Wish that we could turn those 3 games around. I really wish we could. But it is what it is. It's no excuses, though. It's no excuses. This is what Jimbo Fisher said after that Ole Miss loss. I thought we were at where we wanted to be, but we're not. And I just got to do a better job in preparing these guys and coaching them. He made no excuses. He said, I thought we was at where we wanted to be. We're not. I just got to do a better job. That was that. And he had walked off. Once again, if Jimbo Fisher in his first season came on that podium and said, well, guys, I'm in my first year. Hey, man, you guys got to give me a break. You know what I mean? You got to give me a break. This is Texas A&M. Us Aggie fans, hey, we have not won any national titles since the 30s. You know, everybody loves to bring that up, so I'm going to bring that up for you. We haven't won any titles since the 30s. I'm giving you a fact right there for anybody who wants to know. He didn't make those excuses, though. He did not say, well, this is not a national title winning school, nor is this a 800-win football-wise type of school. He just said this here. I will make sure that I will do my best to get this team to where we want to be at. After the Alabama win, he said, man, these guys deserve a national title. And us and myself, including the players, are going to do our best at getting you guys what you deserve. That's what he told the A&M community. That's what Jimbo Fisher said. Once again, he didn't say that in year 1. He said that this year. We're going to get you guys what you all deserve. He didn't say, hey, man, give me some time. Nothing like that in his first year. He just said, we'll be okay. He also said that we're going to get the number 1 and number 2 recruiting class, in which this year, I believe that he will get the number 1 and number 2 recruiting class. I've already made my prediction of he will sign the number 1 class. All right? It's just, it was a couple of hurdles of which he had to jump over into getting a number 1 class. Understand that Nick Saban had to jump over hurdles to get that number 1 class to come to Alabama. He didn't get that in his second year, nor did he get that in his third year, I believe. I believe he started getting number 1 classes in his 4th year, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so once again, Jimbo Fisher's in his 4th year. He's lost 3 conference games. So be it. It is what it is. He's in his 4th year. He hasn't played for a conference title. He has not played for a national championship. He has not gotten a playoff berth. These are all the things that Steve Sarkisian said. So I hope in that 4th year, you play for the conference title. You win your division. You get a playoff berth. You win a national championship. If you're going to say these things, once again, you better back it up. Jimbo Fisher went on a record this year and said this here. We're going to beat Nick Saban's ass while he's there. He said that. I'm going to say this once again. He said that. We're going to beat him while he's there. And he went out and done it. He backed himself up. The players backed him up. That's the culture that he installed here at Texas A&M. Now, that's why the expectations are so high. It isn't because of the contract. You guys need to get that on out the way. It's because of how the way the players are performing now going forward. Understand that we were getting blown out in Jimbo Fisher's first 3 years. No, in Jimbo Fisher's first 2 years, because we only lost 1 game last year and we got blown out. So you can put that in there. In Jimbo Fisher's first 3 years, we were getting blown out by top 10 teams. This year, coming in, we have closed that gap tremendously, in which we're not getting blown out anymore. You're not taking that. You're not doing that to this program anymore. If you're going to win, you're going to either win by 3, 7, or 10. That's it. That's all we're giving you. That's all we're giving you. And that is it. That is the culture that's being built. If you're going to win, you have to take it from us. All right? You're going to have to take it from us. That's what's happening in year number 4. So regardless if he's losing 3 games or 4, he's building for the future. Okay? I'm going to say that once again. He's building for the future. Do you want to win just a national title, or do you want to consistently win national titles? You guys ask yourself that question. That's going to be it. I thank you guys for tuning in. This is the live once again. You guys have a very blessed day, and I will talk to you guys on tomorrow. #Geek.